But Mr. Onu, let me quickly pose this question to you. Do you think that there was a division in the Anambra chapter of the PDP? And if there was, do you think there's any implication for that for the party?
Well, the court have held that a crisis in a state branch of a party does not amount to division in the party. This is clearly, as far as I'm concerned, from what I've heard today, is clearly a case of insubordination by Mr. Ejike that the party was frowning at when they disbanded his executive. Now, it is important to remember that that happened in 2013. Primaries had not taken place at that time. They went to court, Federal High Court in Abuja, got an order restraining the caretaker committee from conducting primaries, restraining the caretaker committee from sending any delegates lists, and reinstating Ejike as chairman of the state executive committee. That is the judgment of Justice Chukwu, which was not respected by PDP. They then went to another court, Federal High Court in Port Harcourt, to ask the court to protect the sanctity of its judgment by ensuring that Ejike was reinstated. And Ejike was reinstated. The court ordered that Ejike should be reinstated. That was the only order in that judgment. In Port Harcourt judgment, that was the only order, reinstatement, because primaries had not taken place. Now, if you go through the judgment, it was that order of reinstatement that was challenged to the Court of Appeal. The Court of Appeal, in its usual manner these days, veered off from the issue before it and went into the issue of primaries. Now, when they got to the Supreme Court, it is even Ejike's lawyer that said the Court of Appeal veered off from the main issue to an issue that was not before them. And the Supreme Court agreed and said, yes, what you quoted, what Suleiman quoted, and Ejike assisted him to read the complete part. And you could hear the Supreme Court said, the crux of the case is the soul of the party, restoration of Ejike's led executive committee. Every other thing was just to garnish that prayer. Now, requiring that the caretaker committee should not conduct primary was garnishing the prayer. Requiring that the caretaker committee should not send delegate list was just garnishing the prayer. In any case, the opening of that quotation from Supreme Court clearly said there is no controversy as to what arm of a party organizes primaries. So the caretaker committee, there is also no evidence that the caretaker committee conducted any primaries.
But some people are also talking about
that was Supreme Court said. There is no evidence.
Some people are speaking about the PDP constitution, which does not empower its own neck to conduct primaries. What do you say to that?
Well, the PDP constitution is not an issue. I don't know what their constitution says, but that is their internal problem. There is a Supreme Court decision on primaries too, where Honorable Justice Mary Odelis, in her judgment, stated that no court can inquire into how a party conducts its internal affairs. When it comes to how it organizes the primaries, as long as it conforms with the requirement of the Electoral Act, how it should be done. If Electoral Act says do it in a state capital, or in the senatorial zone, or in the federal constituency, in as much as the party complies to that, holds the primaries where the Electoral Act stipulates. Now, the manner in which they do their accreditation, or the manner in which they ascertain who qualifies to be a delegate in their primaries, is clearly their internal matter that is controlled by their constitution. Now, who conducts the primaries of a party has been repeatedly held by the Supreme Court to be the function of the National Executive Committee of the party. Check Emeka versus Okadibo. Check Emenike versus PDP. Check Odedo versus Ogwebego and PDP. These cases are many. In all of these, the Supreme Court cannot be consistent in all these cases and then suddenly in this one, they will now somersault and say, because he's Ejike, he's a special branch chairman, he has powers, you should go and do it. No, it's not done like that. I heard him saying he is backed up by law. Which law? You see, you don't go to court to get one judgment and then you begin to peddle that judgment as a ground for you to do many other illegal acts.
But then,
So I do not know where he got that legal backing to conduct primaries.
Well, there are several interpretations and reactions to this judgment ever since it was given. An INEC official was quoted to have said, well, what this simply means, his own interpretation is that no need to conduct primaries or any further elections. What they need to do is just substitute the names of those who had been submitted previously with the existing senators.
Now, INEC has been part of this whole confusion. I think INEC need to clean up its legal department, really. Because they have also become like some of the media lawyers we have been seeing. Once they hear judgment, they will not study it. There is no patience in studying judgments. You react there and then in court. You begin to address press in court without having read the full detail of the judgment to help you make an informed decision. You begin to make comments in court. INEC should sack that lawyer who made that statement. I'm telling you. Because the INEC speeches or comments can lead to so much absurdity if not done in conformity with the intent of a judgment. So I do not know why INEC will even begin to say this is just to substitute to do this. Analyze the judgment first. Seek for advice. Before you come out. When people are not even party, even the case by Odedo at the Federal High Court, these people in the Senate are not parties to it.